Hello, I am very excited. My name is Suzanne Longstreet, and I'm here with Tara Nolan. And we worked together a couple of years ago, and Tara has very kindly and generously offered to just talk about the work that we did, where she was before, what she discovered during, and what's changed now. 2 years later, Tara, tell us a little bit about you first. What work are you doing in the world?
I'm a transformation coach and I guide purpose-driven entrepreneurs to find more success and fulfillment in life and let go of painful blocks and limitations that keep them stuck and cycling. So I take a totally different approach than you do, and yet we align with helping people get more fulfilled, and you certainly helped me.
Ah, thank you. And there's a book behind you. What's the book?
Yeah, I have another one. I have a couple books out, but I have one right here that you could see it more closely. Yeah. And I'm the author of Happy Rebel, Life on Your Terms. Um, so this was like my journeys around the world and the gurus that taught me the lessons that created the biggest transformation in my life and of my clients.
Mm. And just for everybody who's watching, yes, Tara really does have abs that look like that. I have seen them. We spent some time in Mexico a couple of years ago. It was great. Um, Tell me, where were you before we started coaching together? What was going on? What was life like for you?
Yeah, so interesting. I was you bring up a funny thing about, physical health. I was taking care of myself physically, always into yoga and working out and meditating and journaling and doing the inner work. I had worked with coaches for years. But there were a couple areas I was really stuck. And one was I was dealing with some credit card debt. I had done a lot of investing in my business and I kept recycling. And then the other one was I had been a single mom for about 9 years, 8 or 9 years at that time. And I would date a little bit, but I didn't see it changing. Like if you keep doing the same thing and not getting really different results, like at some point, like is it ever really going to make a difference? I'm a romantic at heart and I wanted to share my life with someone and I wanted my daughter to have the experience of seeing me in a healthy relationship and maybe even having a father figure in her life. And I didn't see that it was going to happen at all. Like it was not happening.
And if I remember correctly, you were reaching a significant age. I don't know if you talk about your age, but you were reaching an age. One
I
with
can
a
talk about my
zero.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I was getting closer to 50 and I'm
Yeah.
like from 40 to 50. I mean, those were not my biggest dating years. And you do have the second half of your life. And I wanted to live it a little differently.
Yeah. And during the time that we coached together, which was really only just a few months, what did you discover about you?
Oh, I discovered areas I was blocking myself that blew my mind because
Mm.
I work with people on blocks and limitations also. So I know it, but it just goes right back to what I tell clients, what you tell clients, you just can't do it alone. You can't see from the inside what someone else can see from the outside or be guided. So to have you guide me in your way to areas that I was like, it's mind blowing when you find those subconscious blocks, especially I'm a strong woman.
Mm.
I'm always prided myself on being independent. And I was really raised that way. And I had so many conflicting messages going on in my brain that how could I possibly get a new result when there were different thoughts telling me that I really couldn't and I didn't want to rely on a man and it might be weaker and I needed to have my business at a certain place first. There are all these things that were like worthiness issues. And as a confident, strong woman who believes in myself, I wouldn't have expected that I would have had worthiness issues.
Right? Yeah. I wouldn't have called that. That's not the one I was going to call.
Right.
So as now that you're finished the coaching, we were completed a couple of years ago now. So what's life like now? How are things different?
Well, I'm living in this house with my soulmate love. We're talking about future commitments. We've been together a year and a half. We met really organically. I was not on a dating website. I did not get set up. I mean, it was like, I think you clear the path. And like, I feel like the angels kind of dropped him in or dropped us in like right next to each other. So it was really very quick, but a fantastic story how it was like everything had to align. I was coming back from one of my travels in Bali and expecting to go to a different house. And then my friend said, stay at my house while you're looking at houses. So, like I wasn't supposed to be in this house. I was there for 2 months. And he was just the single dad neighbor. And even when I met him, I didn't expect anything, but we started talking every day, and I was like, really, really, like everything he was talking about really aligned with like who I am and what I was looking for, and it was just so magical, really
Yeah.
magical of a process. And I was just telling you, Suzanne, before we, got on this call, or when we were on a different call, that I really don't believe it would have happened without the coaching that we did. I just don't think I noticed as soon as I even got in the relationship or when I was on the path to getting into it that I was approaching it differently than I ever had before. I was thinking different. In the past, I had thought also what a man is doing for me and how is he showing up. And I was coming from such a bigger heart space of how can I make his life better? And how can he and what he deserves in life and how I just wanted to make him happy while making me happy. There was no dropping of my own happiness, but it wasn't, it was just a really different attitude. And when you notice yourself thinking in different ways, like that's because there was some brain rewiring going on. That's because yeah, there's new neural pathways. Like something is, majorly different.
What I love about your story is that he was right next door. He
I
was right
know.
there. He was put in your path.
We were like dropped in these little houses and the two backyards connect like with a little fence in between. Like the angels were like, let's see what happens now. Like,
She says she wants this. We're going to put him there.
yeah, like I didn't have to date or try it. I just met someone who became, every day he would ask, how's your day? And I did the same. It was just really beautiful how that
Mm.
happened. And but again, I do believe in energy, and I believe in what we put out and the way that we think and what we attract, and like the work we did really led me into the. I mean, it was out of everything we worked on, that's what I kept both focusing on the most and even kind of praying for, setting the intention for. And yeah, we had just stopped working together, and then boom.
Boom. It was fun. It was so fun for me to hear about it. So, Tara, I know that if somebody's watching this, they might say, yeah, but will that work for me? And do I really want to work with Suzanne? What would you say to them?
First of all, you don't know until you try. And second of all, you have a choice to stay in fear and stay in doubt, and you'll keep cycling the same way. So if you're wondering, will it work for you? And you can choose which voice you want to listen to. If you have a voice, you keep telling yourself it's not going to work for you, then it won't, and you won't take that risk, and you won't make those changes in your life. But when you really believe it will, then you will go all in on the work with Suzanne and on the work with yourself, and you will absolutely create the change. And that's one of the reasons you invest financially, because you've got to have that like skin in the game. You've got to
Yeah.
put in the time and the money because you're like, I'm investing. This has to be a yes for me, at least to do the work. Like, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. I couldn't say I have to meet a guy. Like, it wasn't like that, but I was like, I have to show up fully and be open to this process and be coachable. And yeah, it really did lead to magic.
And you did. And it was. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Suzanne. And my partner thanks you too.
Oh, good.